right, y'all ready? You ready, Jonesy?
I'm ready.
Put your phone on mute if it ain't on mute.
Oh, I really did.
All right, bet. Hello, Club Culture family. If you are on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you are on your favorite streaming platform, thank you for tuning in. And make sure you leave us a rating. This is episode 29. We have a special guest here with us today.
Hey, guys, this is Jonesy.
And the special guest that we have for episode 29 is my uncle, Uncle Brian.
Yes, Brian Enge, L.
L. That's a very unique last name. I never asked you, like, have you researched the last name L, or whoever else has that last name, or what's the history behind that last name?
Okay.
Y'all don't have the same last name?
No. We'll get to that.
Let's lay it down.
All right. This is interesting.
We'll get to that.
I'm ready to hear this.
Enge, of course, is a German name.
Okay.
And when I proclaimed my nationality, which is later on.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
When I proclaimed my nationality, I was given the EL added to the last name of Enge as an indication of Moorish nationality and not carrying a German name.
Yeah.
So you're Moorish?
Yes. So we already there. We might as well get to speak on that. So yes, my uncle is Moorish American, and I know so many people do not understand or know what that is. So could you actually just explain what is being Moorish American? What is the process of proclaiming your nationality, and what brought you to that?
Okay, good question, because there's a lot of misinformation out here when it comes to that. Mm-hmm. But the first part of that, I believe, was the process of proclaiming my nationality. And what I would advise anyone to do that was interested in proclaiming their nationality is visiting locally, or not locally, but of course locally, because you want to be able to get to it, but a lawfully chartered temple, which is the Moorish Science Temple of America, and you would proclaim your nationality there. You don't need to go fill out any paperwork at any government offices or anything like that, because the Italian doesn't have to go do it. Mm-hmm. The German doesn't have to go do it. The Russian doesn't have to go do it. So you shouldn't have to go to the government to tell them who you are, because you're telling them who you are just by saying it. You know what I'm saying?
So, like, there's no type of, like, joining a frat type process to this? Like, there's no, like, all right, we're going to take on some recruits and then...
Oh, no. We don't, like, whisper in your ear, like, hey, you'll be a good candidate. Why don't you come to this meeting? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or nothing of that type of nature. It's a religious organization, first and foremost. And it was founded by Prophet Noble Drew Ali in 1913. And he said, if you feel your condition could be better, join the Moorish Science Temple of America. Mm-hmm. And in joining the Moorish Science Temple of America, you will be proclaiming your nationality. And what that does is reconnect you to your ancestors, because we were told at one point in time we were black, and then that was switched to African American. Mm-hmm. So we all know a person can't be a color, correct?
Right.
Did you agree?
Yes.
All right. So if I ask you, where's an Egyptian from, what would you say?
Egypt.
Would you call him Egyptian African?
No. Why do I feel like this is a trick question?
It's not, but Egypt is in Africa, so they're African still.
Right.
Correct.
Yes.
But you just simply call him Egyptian.
Yeah.
Right.
Where's a Russian from?
Russia.
Yes.
Where's an Italian from?
Italy.
Okay, so where's a black from?
Black.
And you can't be from two continents, because you got North America, Central America, and South America. Mm-hmm. So how could you be from America and from Africa at the same time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can't do that.
So when you say you're a Moorish American, you're reconnecting yourself. You're a descendant of a Moroccan but born in America, because this land was once part of the Moroccan Empire, which our ancestors were here.
Hmm.
You know,
I'm
when Christopher
learning a
Columbus
lot.
came, he saw us here. He didn't say, "Oh, this is some new land. Let's go grow some corn." But when he first came over here, he saw ones dressed as he did as the Moors that were in Spain. You know,
So stop right there, because I don't want you to confuse the listeners. You said that when Christopher Columbus first came here, he saw Moors. He saw
ones that were dressed similar to the Moors in Spain.
in Spain, yes.
But you wouldn't call them Moors. But you'll just say, I don't know. I'm learning here. So.
Yeah. Ask, like, as you're confused, ask those questions as well, because that's why we'll get to that point.
Okay, better question. So, like, did the Moors dress like in a distinctive way? Like, you can point out a Moor or a Moorish person just, that's Moorish people? That's crazy. I never, bro, wait.
Now it's all coming to you.
Don't get it confused with the Masons, the ones that have all the rhinestones and the stitched in and all of that. That's not.
It's a cartoon. His name is Morocco or something like that. Ain't it Two Stupid Dogs? And it's.
They put it right in front of your face. They put it right in front of your face.
This is insane. Hold on, bro. This is insane. Everything just made sense, bro.
That's that Illuminati discovery reaction.
Bro. That is crazy. I'm almost certain that was either too.
So
stupid.
if you are listening on your favorite streaming platform, make sure you tune into the YouTube to really get a sense of what's going on currently.
This is insane. See, bro, that's him. He got the hat on.
Yeah.
That is.
So just basing off that cartoon, like, what was going in your head when you were watching that, and you like, why is he depicted like that? Or
it's just a cartoon to me.
It didn't seem much like to you. Yeah,
no.
So now that you know that there is historical context to that, that's real life, that's real people's identity. Like, what other questions could you possibly have to connect that to that cartoon?
None off top, but I would say, like, I got introduced to Moorish people through going to a Moorish church when I was in boot camp. Temple. Okay, a Moorish temple. Okay, so I went to the temple service because I didn't want to go to the contemporary service.
Yeah,
and then I didn't go back.
Okay.
Why did you not go back?
Huh?
Why didn't you go back?
It was just different. It was different. And
when you say different, explain different.
It was different from my norm. Like, I came up in regular Christian church. Yeah. So when I went there, and honestly, I went there for kind of a dickhead reason. I went there because they had donuts and candy.
Okay.
So it's like, we in boot camp. We like 5 weeks in. I'm like, bro, I'll do anything for some candy, bro.
Yeah.
When I got a donut.
So because that's a question I wanted to ask you, Unc. You grew up in a Christian upbringing, right?
Correct.
And so through your upbringing, what were you taught through Christianity, and you soon learned as you got into your own person that you no longer wanted to follow?
All right, that's a good question. And what I would say is that I pretty much learned or was taught the same thing that each and every one of us, that Jesus died on the cross for our sins, and that, believe in Jesus and you'll be saved.
Yeah.
Right.
Become a Christian and your sins will be just washed away just by becoming
getting
a Christian.
Baptized.
Yeah,
getting baptized. That's not how it goes.
Okay.
As a Moorish American Muslim. We do believe in the teachings of Jesus. We do believe in Jesus, but we don't believe in the magical, the miracles. It's all simple once you understand. First and foremost, there's a book called The Aquarian Gospel of Jesus Christ, or Jesus the Christ, because Christ is a title, wasn't his last name.
Mm-hmm.
And in this book, you're given the 18 missing years of the New Testament of Jesus' life. And it shows you that he didn't die on the cross. He didn't, like, wake up from the dead. He was flesh and bone, you know.
Right. Do you believe he turned bread to, or fed all the people with bread?
I mean,
is that a part of
Moorish?
Moorish?
I'm going to give you a perfect example of what he did when he turned so many into so many.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just had a slice of pizza, correct?
Uh-huh.
Right.
If you can turn that 1 into 2 by going to go get some more, right?
Yeah.
So he just went and got some more bread?
Just went and got some more fish and bread.
He did what we do. Like, all of that Immaculate Conception, Mary, stuff that you never seen possible is basically...
Because they made it seem like he dropped the baking soda in the freebase and turned the 1 into 4. Like, that was the impression I was under, and that's why I was like, I'm gonna just go with it.
And yeah, you spoke on that Immaculate Conception. There's only but one way that a man or a woman can be born, and we both know how that is.
Mm-hmm. Right.
There is no voila. Ooh, I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
What we gonna do?
Yeah.
You know, I'm looking at you like, how did this happen? You know?
So who do y'all believe is Jesus' daddy?
Who do we believe? Mary and Joseph. Mary was his mother and Joseph was his father.
So do y'all believe that they had sex?
There is but one way.
Okay.
That a man
I'm
or a woman can be born.
So y'all don't believe in the Virgin Mary?
Well, there's a difference when you say believing and knowing something.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Mary wasn't a virgin because when the Bible was, or the King James Version of the Bible was translated, it called Mary Alma Mary, which didn't mean virgin. It simply meant she was a young girl.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So through rewriting and reinterpretation of the Bible, it got lost of what actually happened.
And they turned young girl into virgin.
Virgin, yeah.
Correct.
Ah, okay. I'm following.
See, it makes more sense,
Mm-hmm.
and it opens more doors when you hear it explained to you like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was so profound. That's what made you not come back. You like, hey, they own something in there. So that's what led me to come back.
Mm-hmm.
I heard something so profound. I'm like, where did you get this from? I'm coming back for some more. And lo and behold, these teachings come from Prophet Noble Gerard Lee, who was born in 1886 in North Carolina. He came to Chicago in 1925. But like I said, as initially stated, he established it in 1913, moved to Chicago in 1925.
Mm.
So I have a question, and I want your honest opinion on it. Do you believe that anybody can create a religion? Or is that something that only a profound person can have in them to come with this theory or idea of something?
Well, when you look at the definition of religion, it comes from the word religio.
Okay.
Religio simply means to rebind. So you are rebinding to your creator through your religion, which is through your practices and your customs.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So can a religion be a cult?
I think the cult would exist within the religion.
Mm-hmm.
Like ones
maybe,
that want to break off and do their own thing,
yeah,
maybe, and not stay on track with what was initially. Now I can see.
Mm-hmm.
Now that's why I initially said, when I said proclaiming your nationality, go to a lawfully chartered temple,
Mm-hmm.
because ones could just put on a fez and tell you that they're a grand sheik, and you wouldn't know. You would follow along and just be doing what they told you, what they're doing, and be totally off track.
So would that be a fake Moor? There's fake Moors?
Well, what Prophet Noble Drew Ali called them as dirty Moors. And just because you don't call yourself a Moor, you are a Moor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't change what God made you. When the Chinese came out of slavery, they were Chinese again. When the Africans or the Moors came out of slavery, they were black.
So are you saying that all ones that are black are Moors innately?
Well, one way that you can determine that is by looking on your birth certificate. Because the misnomers black, Negro, and African American were placed upon the Moors.
Okay. Because I asked that question specifically for the idea that we all came from Africa, right?
I ain't from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia.
Exactly. Exactly. You were already here.
Yes.
You were
That does
already
mean
here.
he was
Our
already
people
here.
were all over the globe.
Yes.
The Moorish or the Moroccan Empire encompassed many continents, several continents and countries. So, we were everywhere.
So how do you know if you were a part of that empire or your birthright is with that empire if blacks were all over?
Once again,
on your birth certificate.
Where's an Egyptian from?
Egypt.
When they come here, why did they not call themselves black? They call themselves Egyptian.
But people here that know where their families come from, or at least as far as it reaches, when they are here, they're Polish American, they're Italian American, their nationality.
Europeans can trace this. They know where their great grandfathers and great great grandfathers come from.
And even Africans do. Like, they come and they say they're So
there's nothing wrong with Africans doing it because they know.
Yeah.
They don't call themselves black.
That's what
I'm picking. Okay, now I'm following.
They say, I'm Nigerian.
Yeah.
And they look at you like, because you don't know who you are.
Exactly. Because you could go, I'm African American, and then you'll go, oh, where you from in Africa? And if they can trace it back, they'll just tell you.
There are 54
Like,
nations
everybody
in Africa.
can,
You can be specific.
Every black person can do that.
Yeah.
So that's why they look at us funny, or those of us who call ourselves or
black.
go by that name black.
Yes.
Yeah.
So is the solution is to just proclaim yourself to be Moorish American?
It's not as simple as just proclaiming it because you actually have to live the lifestyle. Jews, being a Jew, not speaking ill of Judaism, Jewish is a religion. It's how they live.
Yes.
So for ones to call themselves Moorish American and say, I don't need a driver's license to drive.
Yeah.
That's not becoming of a Moorish American because it's in our Constitution that we abide by all laws of the government. So that's where you get the dirty Moors or fake Moors.
So a fake Moor will tell you don't need a driver's license?
You don't need license plates. All you need is this special ID right here that says you're a Moor.
Because you get an identification card when you...
Oh, see, I ain't... Okay.
Yeah. That's the part of the question I initially asked you was the process of you becoming a Moor as well.
Yeah, there's ones that'll sell you nationality packages for like $2,000, $5,000, just to get the bread up out of you and send you off about your way. And then you get caught up in the system. You reach back out to them, the number's cut off.
All right, let's take a step back.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Let's take a step back.
This is a lot. Why? Okay. This is a lot. Why would someone buy a nationality package when you can go to a legally chartered temple and proclaim yourself?
There's so much misinformation on social media, YouTube, and other, just on the internet, period, that, send ones in this direction, or those directions that send them off. Like the man, I don't know, you saw it a couple of years ago, there was a viral video where he was waving a Moorish flag out the window and the police were at him and he just kept saying, "You guys don't have any. What do they call it? You don't have any jurisdiction over me. I'm a Moor. Get away from me. Here's my flag."
Mm-hmm.
Before the video ended, they still wrote the ticket and dropped it in his truck. Whether you want to pay the ticket or not, you got it.
Right.
So where's that sense or blind belief that you are protected when you become a Moor as a black?
Well, once again, it doesn't I won't say give you protection. It doesn't give you protection in the sense of one's put it out here that the police can't pull you over.
Mm-hmm.
It lifts you out of being, you're actually a citizen.
Yes.
Of the United States.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? With having a nationality.
Yes.
So therefore, that's where the protection comes in, because you actually have rights.
Yes.
As a citizen.
So stop right there, because I don't want that to get lost. Do you understand what he just said?
What?
Where if you proclaim your nationality in America, where you once did not have one and you were just black, you are now an actual citizen of America.
We got to keep talking.
Meaning before you proclaimed the nationality, you weren't a citizen, but your entire life you thought you were. Like you were a part of America. Your birthright is here. Social Security, like all of the 9 that you get when you're born.
Right.
You were a citizen, right?
Right.
But now someone's telling you you actually weren't a citizen because you didn't have a nationality.
Yeah, we got to keep talking.
Okay.
we got to keep talking.
I think it will make a little bit more sense once we apply real world application. So we gonna come back to this.
Okay.
All right. So recently 5 black Memphis police officers were fired by the Memphis Police Department because they brutally assaulted and murdered a man that they stopped during a traffic stop. What is that man name? Tyre.
I was gonna say his name.
I didn't. I was trying to sound it out in my mind
say
first.
His name.
Tyre Nichols.
Yeah, they say he ran
you
the
needed to
stop.
sound out.
I'm not good with names. That's why. I was sounding it out in my head because it's Tyre or Tyre.
What is it spelled?
Tyre.
Okay.
You get me?
I feel you.
Okay,
I
so
feel you.
Sorry if I mispronounced it, but Tyre Nichols, that is the man's name.
Right.
And so I'm sure, did you watch the video of
no,
the?
I don't watch
I'm
stuff
sure you
like
did
that.
Yeah.
And if you post it on my social media and I follow you, you blocked forever. I don't play that shit.
Yeah.
I post a lot of ratchet shit on my Instagram story.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure y'all watch it. If you don't follow me, it's hilarious. But you ain't finna see black people dying or anybody dying. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But getting beat up, falling off shit, hit by cars, that's flying all day.
It was bad.
Okay. It was 30 minutes, right? The video?
Yeah, the video
actual
that
stop?
I watched was 30 minutes, but I want to say it was a few more videos. I think that one that we both saw that was 30 minutes was video number 4.
Yeah. So it was 4 videos in total that the Memphis Police Department released of the actual stop.
How do you get 4 videos? How the niggas the only cameras that work now?
They might have just chopped it up.
Yeah.
Oh.
So more of the story. I wanted to specifically talk about this situation because it ties into why you're not a citizen if you're black. The media is going crazy by making sure we all know the police officers that did this were black. If you read this article that I'm currently on by ABC News, they say the officers involved in the Delhi incident, all of whom are black, were charged Thursday with murder and other crimes in the killing of Nichols. So they're letting you, telling you need to know that these people here were black. Why is it so important to...
Ain't that with every police story, though? It's they going to make sure you going to know that...
Yeah, but we don't say they were white. If you read an article, they're not going to say, Detective Bryant, the white officer, killed 5 black people. They're going to make sure that you know that the people are black, but they're not going to actually highlight the race part when it comes to their crime. But when it's black on black crime, they're going to make sure to highlight that. That needs to be pushed because... we need to further confuse you on what race is in America.
Yeah.
See, with these situations, I really never cared for race because police shouldn't be hurting people. So it's like whenever I read police are hurting people, they need to be fried.
It's propaganda. For white people, they believe that we're so angry and we hate them because they're killing us as only white. Well, the focus is really we're against police. We're not against the color. It just happens that a lot of white people target black people when stopping them.
We're not against rap.
And black on black crime is a false narrative as well, because people do crime in the vicinity of their neighborhoods majority of the time. So when a European breaks into another European house, they don't say it's
Italian on Italian.
White on white crime. Mm-hmm. So
could you explain to me like how differently do you think that the coverage of this would have went if majority of those people a part of this situation were Moorish American and not black? Would have gone different in America if the people knew like these police officers are Moorish American? Would it have been different? Viewed differently.
First and foremost, if these police officers were Moorish American, this young man wouldn't have received that. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't have endured the incident.
Why so?
That he did, because we live by love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
Okay.
So
are there Moorish police officers? Do you feel like there's Moorish police officers, or do you know any Moorish police officers?
I haven't met any. I'm not going to say that there aren't any, but I haven't met any. But there are Moors across the nation.
Right.
So there's a good chance you can find one somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you hold a Moorish American accountable for things that are against what you all practice?
Okay. Well, first, just like in society, if you get out of law, you're brought up on charges. Mm-hmm. So in the Moorish Science Temple of America, if you are breaking laws or going against those principles, you are brought up on charges. And you have to go before a council, and they determine whether you continue to hold on to your nationality and are a member of that temple.
So you can get kicked out of the Moors?
I mean, you're still a Moor, you just don't belong to that temple.
Oh, okay. So can you get kicked out of so many temples that no one would take you?
If ones do their proper research and background, like background check on you, and like, why has he been put out of so many temples? What's the problem? You know what I'm saying? They will probably shy away from wanting you to be around as well.
Mm.
So back to my question I asked. You said that in America, you're black, you are not a citizen. You're not an actual citizen. So what difference would have made if they were Moorish American and now are considered citizens of America? Would they have been treated differently, do you think, by the media, by the actual Memphis Police Department? Like, they immediately were fired. No suspension. They fired before the even body cam was made public. They were fired. They're in jail now. They off on bond, but like, they gave them what they don't give their own.
Yeah, and you probably haven't seen this, but it was an actual sister who is the police chief, and they say she fired them immediately after she saw the video. Yeah. So I don't know if she's a mother or not, but she could have been. You know what I'm saying? And that right there could have struck a chord as to where, like, how could they do this to this young man? Mm-hmm. Like no logical explanation or reason.
I think the basis of my question I was asking is like, what benefits would we receive if we are now considered actual citizens of this republic?
Okay, now, first and foremost, these officers, so-called black officers, who don't have a nationality, who aren't citizens, are pretty much going to be wrapped up and put away in jail. Again, had they been Moorish Americans, they wouldn't have treated that young man like that. You know what I'm saying? They would have treated him respectfully, but still doing their job. So I can't necessarily say what would have happened to them being Moorish American had they done that, because I can't see a Moorish American doing that.
Okay, how can you say something like that with such conviction?
Because knowing we are judged by acts, words, and deeds first and foremost.
Yes.
Right.
That's why it's so important for us to have a nationality and for us to come together at a temple so we can congregate as a unit and move as one. Mm-hmm. So nationality also brings along political status, or is tied to political status. This is how Oscar the Priest became the first congressman in the state of Illinois, the first so-called black congressman in the state of Illinois, is because of Prophet Noble Drew Ali and the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Mm-hmm. He was at one time working with Oscar the Priest to make it illegal for us to call ourselves black, or for ones to call ourselves black.
Mm-hmm. And what happened with that?
Prophet Noble Drew Ali died.
Oh.
1929.
No one tried to carry it through?
There were several factions after the prophet passed away, and there was a lot of misdirection and misinformation. The ones he did leave, a blueprint. That's how I'm able to say I'm a member of the Moorish Science Temple today, and legally and lawfully say that.
So the way that things work today with having these communities, having these temples, that what he die before, was able to see in this, have this structure?
Or the prophet had over 30,000 members nationwide.
Mm-hmm. They deep in the street, big numbers.
Baltimore, D.C.,
big
Philadelphia,
Moors.
Chicago. We were throughout the country.
They out here, bro. Big Moors.
The Dirty Moors flagging.
And this is in the 1920s. Mind you, there is no social media. There is no
y'all
internet.
Spreading it. Y'all on the ground. They spreading it.
He was the first person to teach Islam on this continent, and the first person to teach us of our nationality.
Big Moors, man. This is like the great. This is gonna be a good episode going into Black History Month. Big Moor shit, man. We what you call the fake Moors? Dirty Moors.
Dirty Moors.
Yeah, we Dirty Moors K.
Yeah. Do you all have that sense of humor? Your Fez went behind you. Do you all have that sense of humor? Like when you become of something foreign, not familiar, and you become of that, you want to learn that and become and truly live that. Do you lose like a sense of self from what you once were?
Well, you definitely, I'm not going to say you lose a sense of self, but in our questionnaire, the Moorish questionnaire, there's one that says, I believe it's key, question 16, said, how did the prophet begin to uplift the Moorish Americans? Mm-hmm. By teaching them to be themselves.
Mm-hmm. So before you become Moorish American, you were not once your actual self.
No, because you run around here calling yourself black. How can you be yourself?
Okay, I get that.
Running around calling yourself black. Look at you.
Look at you.
Despicable.
So now let's go back to one of the first questions I asked. Where I said you grew up in a Christian household.
Correct.
What do you not follow or practice that was once of the Christian faith now that you've practiced Islam?
Communion.
Well, there are different customs on both sides. So the customs that I practice now Islamic. I don't practice Christmas, or I don't practice the Christmas of December 25th. We have our own Christmas. We have our own holidays, just like we just heard of Chinese New Year.
Yeah.
Like last weekend or something. Here in America, New Year's is January 1st.
Right.
Moorish New Year's is January 15th.
Why is that?
Because our Christmas is January 8th.
Okay.
Which Prophet Noble Drew Ali says, celebrate me on this day.
Is there any reason behind that, or he just
because we do know that Jesus' birthday wasn't December 25th. Mm-hmm. So why would we celebrate that? We're going to celebrate our prophet's birthday. We, like I said, we honor all prophets first and foremost, but we have our own. So that's who we.
You celebrate them on the 8th.
Yeah, we celebrate them on January 8th.
Okay.
And then 7 days after that is our Moorish New Year.
Okay. So do y'all have something for Halloween?
No, we don't have Halloween.
What about
Thanksgiving? My birthday party.
Do y'all celebrate Thanksgiving?
If you do your homework on Thanksgiving,
yeah, you know why you shouldn't.
Go back to 1491.
You know what? Yeah, never mind. Yeah.
I'm finna drop this in there.
I really think about it.
Go ahead.
1491 is when Isabella and Ferdinand the Pope at that time gave thanks for the defeat over the last Moorish stronghold in Granada, Spain.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I was thinking of something totally different.
So why would we celebrate the demise of our ancestors?
Right.
That's the basis of Thanksgiving still, though. Like, even Americans just thinking about where that actually, because we know by now that shit wasn't of peace and love.
No, not at all.
You don't need to do hella books or read that to know that holiday is not about peace and love. It comes from a very traumatic, demonic part of history.
So would you say that
want to call it Indigenous Peoples Day instead of they running away from that Moorish?
Right.
You know, they running away from that Moorish. They call it anything but Moorish.
So would you say there's any tension between Moorish people and Catholic people because of that? Or has there ever been a history of that because of that?
Do your homework on the chessboard.
The chessboard?
Yeah.
Like chessboard?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You know, it was once Christians versus Moors instead of black versus white.
The game of chess?
Uh-oh.
Nah, I gotta research that because I don't know nothing about that.
Bruh. Uh-oh. What the fuck?
Who you think created it? Our ancestors created that.
Chess. It takes a complex mind to think about something like that. You think
dog, what? This is insane. This is insane.
Go back to 711 AD in Spain. All the way up to 1491. You got 700 years where we had libraries, lighted streets, running water. European didn't even have paper.
Yeah, because I personally don't know what else to call us because I'm not a Moorish American. I have not proclaimed that to be of me yet, so it feels weird for me to call myself something that I know is more humane than black.
I would feel like a dirty Moor if I called myself a Moor.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, once again, just because you don't call yourself a Moor doesn't mean that anyone can change the nature of your descent.
Right.
If your ancestors were Moors, you're a Moor, whether you say it or not.
Facts.
That's how I'm going to look at you. Now, if you don't feel comfortable calling yourself a Moor, what I would call someone who's outside of the Moorish Science Temple of America, I would call them Asiatics.
Okay. Explain that, please.
Asiatics?
Asiatics.
And spell that. Asiatic.
Oh, okay.
Asiatic.
I'm following.
Okay, now explain that for the people who are not following. What is Asiatic?
Asiatic? Well, if you go back at one point in time, it was called Asia.
Right.
And we were the original people.
The Moors were?
Asiatic.
The Moors were the original people of Asia. I'm asking. No.
Well, yes. Because we're all melanated.
Oh, okay. I'm following.
So Africa was Asia.
Everything together combined.
Pangea was Asia.
I was going to say Pangea.
Yes. I'm asking these questions for the people that might be listening and feel like they know the answers.
And it's been broken apart and it's come back together several cycles. So cycle we're in right now is just what we've been taught in Sunday school or history class,
Right.
So that's where Asiatic comes from. You can Prophet Noble Drew Ali said, "Come all ye Asiatics and learn the truth about yourselves." So he didn't say, come all you Moors. He said, come all you Asiatics.
And so when you think of Asiatics, that's only melanated people.
Only melanated people.
Question. Why name something after what once was one landform and think that it is distinctive enough when there's still other shades of individuals that are left out of being Asiatic? So what are they called if they also are still on this same landform? If you get what I'm saying, asking.
So, because now we're the only people on this continent who don't know who we are.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we say Asiatics. Now we can say Chinese, we can say Mexican. You group them all together, they're Asiatics.
Mm-hmm.
I like this episode.
Okay, I'm glad you like it, Josie.
I definitely do.
Let's take a little turn. You got something else you want to ask before we shift?
Nothing at all.
Okay.
What happened to that list?
Yeah.
We ain't get to that part yet.
Got to the list.
Yeah, because we definitely been sitting on this for a while. We didn't even get to the fun parts. Well,
that was
still
the
been
icebreaker. Yeah, I came in hot, man.
Okay, well, we have a game on the pod called Weird or Null. And the basis of Weird or Null is we're going to give you a headline, and you are going to tell us whether it's weird or null, and you have one sentence to explain why. Okay? So.
Yes.
25 people in Florida are charged with a scheme to get fake nursing diplomas. Is that weird or no?
No, because to answer that with my one sentence is because there's several cons out here. So that's just another con. So it's not weird. You know what I'm saying? It's normal coming from Chicago anyway.
Yeah. That's funny because I have a comment from Chicago in my notes. Accused con artist using Chance the Rapper's name and scam is arrested. Weird or no?
He uses government name or his rapper name? Because if you let somebody put Chance the Rapper on something, he deserves to get away.
I read a little bit of the article. First, what's your answer? Weird or no?
Funny.
It's kind of similar to the first question, I think. Yeah. No, it's not weird.
If you can get through with Chance the Rapper, bro, you deserve whatever you.
Man, if you're gonna fall for it, somebody's gonna get you.
So right. he basically affiliated himself with Chance the Rapper and said, "I come from Chance the Rapper's foundation. I can help you with a bill and pay it off for you." That's what the foundation does. We help people in need.
Dang, that's really bogus.
That's
a different type of.
He made it like he sent it off to their banks like, hey, this bill was paid phony way. And so the bank saw it, but then, it takes a minute for the money to process.
Right.
And they flipped it back and now he already gone with the payment. And they still got to pay for it. But they gave him their money too.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, but Chicago public school bus driver hit several cars and continued his route. Weird or no?
We in Chicago. Once again, nah.
Why? We're in Chicago. Okay.
Yeah, there could be various factors for his condition that particular morning. Well, I don't know what time of day it was, but I'm assuming it was in the morning time.
Yeah.
And he could have just been having a bad day or could have been off some drugs. You don't know.
Okay.
You said that was a school bus doing that?
Yeah.
What's up with these school bus drivers, bro? Why every week we're talking about school bus drivers?
Did you see I forgot what city it was in. They was pulling the
we talked about it
off the window.
Yeah, we talked about it last
episode. About that. That's why I'm like, what's up with
school
bus drivers, bro? Y'all weird.
Oh my gosh. All right. Nike is reportedly suing Baby Nates for copying their iconic shoe design. Is that weird or no?
Yeah, that's weird. They need to get over that because
it's been long enough.
There's several shoes out here that look like ones, you know what I'm saying? Just because Baby Nate had some success off of it, Nike want to get a piece of it. So.
Does this mean they coming for Shaq's next?
I know somebody. I know somebody on Instagram right now that's being sued by him because they make like the Air Jordan ones.
By Shaq?
No, like someone, a black small business person, Kai, something like that. Yeah, he's being sued by them too.
I was gonna say you gotta come for Shaq's.
29-year-old woman charged. A 29-year-old woman was charged for posing as a teen and attending a high school in New Jersey. Is that weird or no?
That's very weird. I did see that article because that's like that's a case of she might need some psychiatric help.
Okay.
It's like, what was she doing? Like,
I didn't read that one.
You want to go to you want to go to school at 29? You want to go to school?
It was a dude that wanted to try to get to be a professional basketball player, so he posed.
See, that's different. Like you at least, yeah, bro. You had a goal.
He
you
said
had
that
something
too. He said
achieve.
I had a whole game plan, and it would have went right if one of the people I went to high school with didn't see me and recognize me. He think he's the one that ousted him.
Wow. So somebody that went to his real high school with him.
Yeah.
I hate niggas, man. They're interesting.
Homeowner's water bill jumps from $200 to $5,000 with no explanation. Weird or no?
Very weird.
Why?
You said the water bill?
Yeah.
Oh.
How could you use that much water?
That's like your cheapest utility.
Unless like you haven't paid it over a period of time, and they just didn't shut you off. But did they specify how long of a time that was?
Nah.
Was it like in 1 month it went from that to that?
No, I didn't read it. We just go
off
it. Yeah,
that's
that is a lot of money.
Like water is should be your cheaper side of bill.
I actually have a story about water bills doing crazy shit. But
what you do? What did you do?
Somebody put a bill in the name.
Probably.
Nah. I was paying somebody's water bill. I was paying it, and they didn't tell me that they had a budget plan. You choose two plans. You could either pay what you actually used, or you can pay a payment plan, and they say, okay, this is the threshold. If you go over it, then whatever, you just collect it at the end of the year, and you pay all of that at the end. But right now, you just pay $50 per month. So I'm thinking, you feel me? This is the bill. This is what's going to be every month or whatever. But really, they had a balance that kept increasing every month. That's paid off. That's left over from the $50 that you pay every month.
Right.
So I was paying way more than I was supposed to because they had a balance before I picked up the bill for them. Mom.
I'm weak.
All 5 former Memphis Police Department officers charged with murdering Tyre Nichols has bonded out of Shelby's County jail. Is that weird or no?
Nah, because in the law you are quote unquote innocent until proven guilty. Mm-hmm. That's what the law says. Despite what we're witnessing, they're allowed their due process. Mm-hmm. So the judge gave them a bond. Maybe the police union came up with the money. Maybe their family came up with the money. Mm-hmm. Maybe they put up a house or something. You know what I'm saying? So they bonded out. Like, don't nobody want to sit in jail if they can actually bond out.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, come get me.
You got one before
I had several.
Well, we got another one.
Let's see. Which one I want to pull from? Police agreed to DNA test cookie for evidence of Santa Claus. Weird or not?
A cookie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very weird.
Why?
Because of the whole Santa Claus idea.
They trying to see if he exists.
The police tested the DNA of a cookie to see if Santa Claus is real.
Yep.
Okay.
That's just the type of boy shit you do, I guess, on the police clock.
All right.
Not no crime to be fought.
So our tax money is being spent.
Uber Eats delivery man walks on the court and interrupts the Loyola versus Duke in, I can't say this college name.
Duke?
No, not Duke. The one with the Q. D-U-K-U.
Quebec?
K-U. No, D-U-K-U-E-S-N-E.
D-U-K-U. Oh yeah, I understand too. Yeah. So you gotta skip those headlines. If you
I thought that was gonna be an easy word to say. Like cues and shit really
I'm
don't
already
mess
not
me
trying
up.
to say Tyre Nichols.
I got one. Australia woman breaks archery record using her feet. Weird or not?
Nah, because there's really like nothing you can do. I mean, if you put your mind to it, you know what
you
I'm
can
saying?
do it.
You can do it.
I've seen that done before, so
Anything's possible.
that's not the first time. She just made the headlines.
All right, last one.
All right, I got one more. Actually, yeah, I do got one more. I need to read this from my bookmarks word for word. Where is it? Oh well, I lost it. The family of Tyre Nichols wants the city of Memphis to do peaceful protesting. Weird or not?
Well, they're not weird. No, they're not weird because they don't want them to go out tearing up stuff and causing more trouble or whatever self, whether it be for themselves or for others. But at the same time, there is no result from it. You know what I'm saying? What comes about? You out there walking the streets all night, yelling and screaming. Now you wake up today, your throat sore. Might have went to the liquor store, the club last night.
I got a TV. I lost my voice, but I got a TV. In the name of justice.
For free 99. All right. Well, that was Weird or Not. Thank you for playing with us.
I'm like undefeated in Weird or Not. Like I'm like the best at it ever.
Self-proclaimed best for
Man,
sure.
The streets say I'm the best at that.
All right. Now let's get over to music because when I started music in high school, you were amongst a few of people that were very supportive. And now you got baby girl very supportive. But I would always see you supporting the music, like when you're out lifting or driving, you post what you listening to in the car or whatnot. So like, what did that like avid listening of music come from? Where did that interest in just consuming music as much as you do come from?
Probably has something to do with growing up as an only child, like in my household. So I would listen to the radio. Wasn't a whole lot of options. You turn in the little band on the AM and FM stations. Now we got several music outlets, but back then, or even just coming up period, music just set the mood.
Mm-hmm. You was listening to WGCI?
Like back then?
Yeah.
Nah, not back then. I don't even remember what station I was listening to back then.
You ever listen to WGCI? Like that ever become your go-to?
At one point in time, I would listen to WGCI.
Did you ever want to do the birthday line?
What's that?
Nah,
I'm too young for that. What's that?
You are young. That's crazy.
Wait, you calling your birthday?
Are you ready to go down? Yes, I am. Come on, who this on the birthday line?
See, no.
I'm too young what's your zodiac sign?
You really know? You ever wanted to call?
Let me see. What that text thread at? Me and my little friend do this thing.
Okay. Well, what music played a very pivotal like part in my upbringing. Riding around, listening to R&B in the car with the OG. What memories do you have with just music or that one song that take you somewhere? What is your recollection of like music and what that played in your upbringing?
Well, I'm not. I don't want to not answer your question, but I just like as you were asking me that question, I didn't expect upbringing to be the last word. I was just gonna use one of your tracks that me and baby girl like every time she hops into my truck. Play your knee song. Play your knee song. Now she got several songs, but she has a favorite song. Play your knee song.
Used by You.
Used by You.
That's all the kids' favorite song.
My family don't play none of my music.
Cause it's always that bang bang.
They ain't listen to that. Why you think I listen to it?
Because they don't believe you when you do it.
But I'm not saying that's not me saying it.
I know.
So I might be riding around and the music's on shuffle when that song comes on. It not only reminds me of her, it reminds me of my granddaughter when she's not around.
Aww.
That's beautiful. I'm not gonna say too much because I'm weird. I feel weird, but I do appreciate that.
You feel weird. My uncle don't play my music
cause I'm like, I get weirded out when I listen to people talk about things that is about me.
Nothing wrong with that.
So cause I have a lot of memories with just riding around my OG. Did you not play a lot of music around your kids?
I had like 15s in the trunk, so they heard a lot of music. They heard a lot of music.
What kind of 15s you have in the trunk?
I had several kinds.
What was like that one setup?
Rockford Falls Gates.
There we go. See, I just posted some Rockford Falls Gates. I just posted mine. I had some P2 Punch 12s.
That's y'all shit. Y'all bound over that. I'm lost.
It's like people don't do that no more. People don't build subwoofer trucks no more. Yeah, people don't do that shit no more. Everybody want to ride foreign and ride the same cars. Like, don't get me wrong.
Played out sometimes. Once you get a certain age, some people
nobody want that bass in their ear anymore.
No, you got to keep one in the stash. Like, I get it. The S60 is fire. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe a toy car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, get a little, a little Ford Taurus or something.
My youngest son, he said he didn't. As he got older, he didn't like sounds because being in the back seat riding with me, it would like vibrate his body. Yeah. So as he got older, he didn't want to put no sounds in his car.
You traumatized him with all that bass. 808 ain't good for everything.
Man, I grew up. I wouldn't say I grew up with subs, but like it was always somebody around. Always somebody around.
So, man, all right, I'm going to ask you a question, and you got to speak for the entire Chicago. What is Chicago's obsession, Black Chicago, with R. Kelly?
I thought you was going to say Vans.
No.
Because we were talking about car stuff.
No. Like, my mom, she told me a story. I don't know if it's true. Maybe you could. She said R. Kelly touched her booty at a party before her. But what is Black Chicago's obsession with R. Kelly? What did that play and you growing up in Chicago?
She had that vibe.
I mean, the man just made excellent music.
You
know, whether there were ulterior motives behind the writing of his music at the time that he wrote it, you know, we don't know. Never will know.
We ain't know what Aaliyah got that vibe, man.
But he made some good music, and for him to not be able to read or write, you know, that's
pretty impressive.
Very impressive.
Man, I can do that. The music part.
So, you're a Scorpio.
Indeed.
And Scorpios, we can get real romantic when we actually like somebody. What's your go-to song to play on when you're trying to get shorty in the mood?
You ever wrote a song for a shorty?
No, but when I was like young, I used to write the words of songs and pass it as a letter.
Oh, dear.
Did they know? Did you think that they would know the song, or you just wanted that to be your words?
You know, I wanted it to be my words. I know they didn't know it was the song.
Was it like Keith Sweat or Isley Brothers? Like, where we at with it?
It could have been some of both of them back at that time, because I do remember Keith Sweat. I remember listening to Keith Sweat like when he first came out. So like,
this man was plagiarizing Keith Sweat.
A victim. You know, he could have been a victim.
You may be young, but you're ready.
Oh my God!
Ready to love?
Because I'm young too. He came out in '89? I want to say with his first album. I was 14.
Damn.
You so irritating, dude. You're so irritating.
That's young.
Yeah. Okay, before skipping past music, I wanted to talk about sports because you are very much invested in sports. You are. It seems as if when I look at people when they speak of you on social media, it seems as if you are at everybody's games, everybody's sports banquets. Like, where did that sense of family orientation come from? Like just being a part of the community. Did you have that in your life where you had that person that supported everything you did, was there?
No, actually, not that. Not the person that I am. I didn't have that person. So that's what makes me the person that I am in that regard, I believe.
Yeah.
Do you think you could hoop me?
At one point in time.
Me? You like I don't think you heard of me.
Nobody
don't
has.
have to.
Nobody has.
I hold the state
if
record.
I don't have no confidence in myself, who will?
I feel you. I'm just saying I hold the Indiana state record for most points scored in the game with 95.
Congratulations.
Just saying. No foul. No cap.
I wasn't out there to hack you.
Hey, no one could.
You ain't had real competition.
Yeah. I almost went to the league.
Okay. Well.
Me too.
Talk about school, like your experience growing up. Cause were you born in Chicago?
Yes, I was born in Evanston, actually.
Oh, okay. And how did you find your way to Chicago?
I was adopted at birth by a family that lived in Chicago.
Okay.
When did you find that out?
I don't know how I ended up being born in Evanston because my birth mother went to high school at Finger, so she had to reside in the city as well. Yeah. So she might have just been out that way when in labor and was like, boom. But it says I was born in Evanston. I'm like, oh, okay.
When did you find out you was born into adoption?
I had to be maybe preteen.
Like 12, 13? Mm-hmm. Was it easy?
Was the family black that adopted you?
It was Asiatics, yeah. It was.
Okay, my bad.
What one's
Come
called?
on, man. What's black?
Asiatic. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm conditioned.
No.
Asiatics. We fuck with them.
Okay.
We fuck with the Asiatics.
So they were Asiatic, so it didn't cross your mind that question if these were your biological parents, basically.
No, I didn't. Because another little monkey wrench in that story is that after being adopted, of course, by a mother and a father, my adopted mother passed away at the age of 5 years old. So therefore, I didn't grow up with a family in the essence of a regular mother and father household. And when she passed away, I went down to Georgia to live with my grandmother, which was my deceased mother's mother.
Your deceased adopted mother's mother. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, just to answer that question, I didn't find out my birth mother until I was like, 2007.
So what age is that for you?
That's a good question.
You could do
25 I was 32.
Okay. So you found out or you met her?
I actually spoke with her. I never met her face to face, but prior to speaking with her, I had got a letter in the mail saying that they were looking for somebody that was born at this hospital on this day. Mm-hmm. So I called the number on the letter, and it was only one boy born on the hospital at this hospital on this day.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
So she had a couple of questions for me, and we ended the conversation. She called back, had some more questions for me, and she called back and felt like she was comfortable enough to let me know her purpose for looking for me, which was my birth mother was searching for me. Mm-hmm. Now this was 2007, 2005. She left Chicago and was in North Carolina.
Right.
So, and I don't think we got to this part yet.
Yeah.
But she was raped during my conception.
Oh, okay.
And she kept me and then put me up for adoption.
I don't know why I heard conception and thought birth, but I'm following now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
And did you learn that from her with her reaching out for you?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
How it went down.
So, like, did y'all have this conversation on the phone, or like y'all came together?
We've never seen each other face to face.
She's currently still alive?
No, she passed away in 2017.
So, with knowing that you came, the reason of your conception was of rape, and you never got to actually meet your biological mother, your biological father, and now that person, your biological mother, is gone, so you can't actually have interactions with her, talk to her. How does that? Do you think about stuff like that, or
it once used to like bother me and puzzle? I had questions, in that regard, and once after proclaiming my nationality and learning, how we practice Islam, I know that she's still with me in the spiritual form, so I deal with it a lot more now, as opposed to I deal with it a lot better now as opposed to back then when I first found out.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's messed up to know that she was raped, but it's also a blessing that she didn't try to abort me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But at that time, abortion was illegal in 1975 in the state of Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
But she could have fell downstairs or used a hanger or whatever.
Oh yeah, there was definitely ways.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm blessed to know that I had multiple women that cared for me. You know what I'm saying? That wanted to see me have a life.
Right.
One gave birth to me and put me up for adoption, and the other one adopted me and put me in position to have a good life.
So your adopted father, is it called adopted? What is the actual term? The political term.
That would be
okay.
I would think that's
adopted father. He recently passed.
It would be 1 year on February 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
We're almost on the anniversary of that. Yeah.
Was he your primary caretaker? He's the one that taught you, brought you up. Like, who was actually the person that taught you life things outside of the survival?
Your uncle bounced around a lot as a young man, almost like an army brat or whatever case. But like I said, when my adopted mother passed away, and I went to live with her mother in Georgia, I was with her for 8 years. So from the age of 5 to 13, I was there, and that was like some of the most important years of raising a child and like installing things in them, teaching them how to cook, teaching them how to clean up, what I'm saying, teaching them how to wash clothes, teaching them how to mop,
chores and shit.
So she pretty much gave me my foundation in life of who I am. You know what I'm saying? And she had 18 children, so I had several uncles and aunts as well, and cousins.
It's a lot of kids.
You always around people.
So
yeah,
that's where the family aspect, comes into play with me.
How did you become connected with the Johnsons? The Johnsons is my mom's side of the family. We are not family by blood.
I've kind of picked that up. Okay. I've been able to put that together.
So how did you find your connection with the Johnsons?
I found my connection with the Johnsons when now after my grandmother passed, I went to live. I was in Thomasville, Georgia at the time with her. After she passed, I went to Atlanta for a couple of years, 7th, 8th grade. Then I came back to Chicago for high school with my adopted father.
Okay.
Now, at the time I came back, that's when I met Gloria.
Gloria is my auntie.
And who I call like a stepmother to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's when I first met her, and I'm like, you got some children with her?
Mm-hmm.
So Papa pretty much was a Rolling Stone.
Mm-hmm.
So he had some children with, and since...
Oh, you talking about Grandma Gloria?
Yeah,
I'm like my grandpa. Yeah, okay. I'm like, wait,
Grandma. Auntie is named
okay,
Gloria too.
Scrap that.
No, Grandma Gloria.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, I considered her as a stepmother.
Okay.
Because she had children by
with
my adopted
your
father.
adopted father. Okay.
Oh.
So
wait, who
my brother too? You know what I'm saying?
What kids were those?
Don't quote me because I don't know all of them.
I was just trying to see if I know them.
Uncle Ken.
Okay, all right.
Uncle Glenn.
Okay.
I know there were a couple. Karen.
Okay.
couple of the other ones.
Okay.
But I don't know specifically, so I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Yeah.
And so keep it neat.
Okay. And so when you came back, you went through high school, and you meet this whole other family, this bonus family. Did you grow any sense of like kinship and community?
Oh yes. I would go over her house on the weekends just to kick it with David, who is my little brother, and Kiki and Guppy and Erica. They all stayed in the house. I'll go over there and spend the weekend with them. And then I would even come over to your grandmother's house. You know what I'm saying? I kicked it with your uncles and your mama, and you know what I'm saying? Might have spent the weekend over there. I remember one time specifically riding my bike from 84th and Sealy all the way to 119th and Wentworth. So there was a sense of family there.
I've never asked you this question to actually figure out this connection. Like, how did you become a part of a family that you're not actually from? But it was told to me that you're my uncle. So
yeah.
This all makes sense now. It makes sense. Okay, now let's talk about you and your identifiers. You are a man. You come from a product of rape. You also have you said that women basically raised you. So where did you find your definition of what it is to be a man for yourself?
Okay, now before I can remember a time before my adopted mother passed away that my father worked from sun up to sundown. When I came back to Chicago for high school, he worked from sun up to sundown. Held 2 jobs over 25 plus years. One of them was over 35 years. So that's where my work ethic comes from. Even though I'm self-employed, I get up 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning. I may not come in to about 9, 10 o'clock. Whether I'm doing ride share or whether I'm working for the water company.
Plug.
Oh, okay.
Alkaline Official water for club culture.
And I'm also personal training as well.
Yes.
So I keep myself busy. That's where my work ethic comes from. And another influential male was one of my uncles, which was my adopted mother's little brother. That's Uncle Joe. I got him tattooed on my arm, his birthday. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I was considered me closer with him than I was my adopted father.
Okay.
So he was more like a father figure to me. That's who I would go to and say, I got this problem or I got that problem. And he would break it down to me or show me how it's supposed to be done.
Right.
And he was also he worked on his job, I forgot how many years before he got injured, but he got a settlement and started his own business. And he had a very successful lawn care service in Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
And during the summertime when I was in high school, I would go down there and work for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm living with my father in Chicago, but I go down there during the summertime to kick it with him. Work with him as well,
Stack some cheese, get up in the sun.
Have some fun.
Okay, now.
How your little summertime girlfriend?
Speaking of girlfriend, who taught you how to communicate and learn about the opposite sex?
I'm still learning.
Facts.
I feel like that's a forever game. Like, you don't just get people.
There is no manual. Somebody could suggest to you what worked for them.
Yeah.
But what worked for you may not work for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So stop all the fucking dating topics, man. That shit's stupid. I'm tired of that shit.
Because there's a way to talk to a woman and genuinely just talking to her because she's a human. And there's so much more out to being human than sex and romance. True. And then there's a way to talk to a woman as if you want to be her partner, sexual or not. And so that question it can be a long-winded question because a lot of men can probably say they don't know how to speak to women like in any sense of a form. So that's why I asked that question to men, because to hear your response to what that actually would be. Yeah,
I'm still learning, so it's a you keep learning. Some things, you might come out of your mouth and twist their face up at you like, who you think you're talking to?
Yeah.
Like, okay, my bad. Let me switch that up. Let me reword that. Let me change the tone on that. And let me present it to you
back.
like this. Oh, that's what you was. Okay. So.
Yeah. We got to teach the unspoken riz.
I still don't know what that is.
All right. So, Jay, we'll do it with him. But I want us to go back now at the beginning. Now that we've gotten a little more sense of your upbringing, your sense of self, what is your journey with mental health and coping through everything that had to do with just, 1, your conception, 2, the life that you did actually live, regardless of how you were conceived, and now you're an adult. Like, what is your actual journey with just mental health and finding ways to navigate through that? Because you say you didn't have like guidance, you didn't have, and I know you're obviously of the same background, similar background as me, where mental health is not much of an idea that was taught to us in a healthy way. So, like, what is your journey individually with that?
Wow. Man, it's probably one of the scariest roller coasters you ever want to be on.
Mm-hmm.
But to go through all of what you go through is what makes you. And me going through several ups and downs and highs and lows, and still remain here, still be in a position where I don't feel like bad about myself, or I don't have this or don't have this. I'm in a position where I can make anything happen.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that, first and foremost, being a Moorish American Muslim, I know that I am one with my Father God, Allah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know nothing is impossible as long as I try to do my best at it. Whether it's being a father, being a trainer, being an uncle, being whatever job I'm doing, I'm trying to be the best at it or do the best that I can do. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
That's how I would explain that.
Have you ever considered or tried counseling or therapy?
I've definitely considered it, but just haven't exercised that, desire. I feel there's a lot of things that I could probably talk to somebody about and just, get not necessarily some perspective, but just to get it out.
Yeah.
So that's why this right here, this is major for me. Once again, I'll say it because the camera's rolling.
Yeah.
I'm only doing this because it's you.
Yeah.
I've never done this before.
Big uncle shit.
Never sat in front of the camera and talked on the microphone and got in depth and personal with it. You know what I'm saying? People, I might have somebody like we talked about some of these topics on the side between one of us in private, on the internet.
Yeah.
So
it's different.
Big ups. I'm proud of what you're doing, and I'm proud to be a part of it. That's why I felt it was necessary for me to come on there. And then also somebody else may need to hear what I'm saying or just see me as I am.
Right.
So how does this currently feel for you right now in the moment? You're doing this, you're speaking about something publicly. How do you feel saying this out loud, all the things you have revealed?
I feel like I'm being myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we chilling.
It should be natural. It should be.
I don't feel like I'm like reading from no script or like trying to be this grand, major person. No, I'm just me.
Yeah.
Big uncle.
I want you to plug your water, the water that you sell, distribute, man. Plug that real quick for us.
This is a Glacier Alkaline water. I'm not the sole owner, but I am a part owner of it. And it's been around for 13, 14 years now, and it is Asiatic owned. No Europeans.
Not black owned, but what?
Asiatic owned, bruh.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna start saying. Crescendo is a. Oh wait, I ain't gonna jump in the middle of your promo.
You can find us at avlacier.com. AVLACIER.
Mm-hmm.
Place your order and it will be on your doorstep.
Now this is one of the sizes that it comes in, but you all have other sizes that you can purchase the water.
At this moment, we have the 1 liters, we have 700 milliliters, and we have gallons also.
Mm-hmm. And what is the special about your particular product?
Well, what's so special about it is,
or unique?
What's so unique about it is the taste, and that's why I would say the reason you drink it.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
The reason
The reason
majority
I drink
of my customers.
Jay has some water too.
I was drinking the one that you gave me
I like
this morning.
Water, man. There's something about this water. I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So
it tastes like Gary sink water. That shit fire.
Oh man.
As long as that is synonymous to being tasteful, then sure.
It is, bro. Man, go ask anybody, bro. Gary tap water fire.
Yeah, man. Make sure you support this Asiatic owned water. I stand behind the water. I religiously only drink this water. And yeah, man, support a Asiatic owned business.
And whenever you guys need merch printed, promotion stuff, flyers, come to our Asiatic owned business, Crescendo Music, Media, and Marketing. Okay. We out here.
Yes, sir. I've been in business with her for a while now. So whatever she does, I pretty much support.
Yeah. And I want to give you your flowers for that because I'm in the same boat as you. I never had somebody come to a basketball game genuinely just because they want to support me. I've not someone like someone that went to school with you, like an adult. Like an adult just said, all right, I'm finna pull up to your game to watch you play, watch you hoop. And
That's
crazy. I'm not a typical basketball player. I'm really good.
Really good.
And so, like, why haven't I had that is a weird question that I've always had. And so, for him to come into my life and that immediately become something that has been, like, our connection, like, I really hold that deeply. So, I want to give you your flowers while you're here.
She didn't even know I was at the game. I'd just be sitting up in the stands with my hoodie on, watching her the whole game, and then I'd just come out at the end of the game. She's like, oh.
But even outside of that, like when I wanted to start T-Red Graphics, before I bought all my machinery and created an infrastructure, he purchased a design software for me to learn just for me. Like he said, I got this for you. Like you gonna help me, but this for you to figure out how to do this because I know that you're into this thing. He started with the heat press. Like he had all of that at the crib. So he said, whenever you want to like learn and get better here, you come over here. Like that's the type of person that I can say that he is and has been for me. And to see that be like your actual makeup for other people is beautiful. And I want you to continue to always be that, stay that, because that's like what I envision myself to be as I become older and be around more souls.
Thank you, baby.
No problem.
See, man, had you have been like as nice as me, like you would have had more people at your game. Like, I could dunk like when I was in like the 4th grade. So
she got Woman of the Year, man.
Come on, man.
Bro, I got Woman and Man of the Year.
I just want you to know that.
Like both.
I mean, it's 2022. It's possible.
I got both, bro.
It's 23 now.
I was cold at women's basketball and men's basketball. Like.
I want you to say that he's lying about men's
I'm not him. I'm binary.
You them.
I'm them. I'm both of them.
Okay. Oh my gosh, do you have a gym that you want to drop before we close off?
Yes. Personal train at the Concrete Jungle, which is located in Calumet City, 1831 River Oaks Drive.
Oh, y'all right there.
Right there.
Yeah, man.
Right there.
You need a little help on that pudge.
Ooh.
Call up Unc.
Oh, you might need to put some more muscle on, fill out that sweatshirt.
He said you little in that hoodie, shorty.
That's what guns are for.
Oh, okay. Well, if you are on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And if you are on your favorite streaming platform, thank you for tuning in. And
we can't close out because I wanted to say I specifically wore this so I could show y'all how it looks after you wash it. a couple of times.
It ain't falling off.
Ain't nothing, bro.
It's great high quality.
It's quality.
Print.
Like, look at me, man. I'm all of this, bro.
That's Crescendo, correct?
This is two
that's
no,
T-Ray Graphics.
Oh, one time. Say it again.
T-Ray Graphics.
Okay.
You see me?
I think she made these after we fixed the heat press that I broke.
You didn't break it.
I broke her heat press.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was the episode. Thank you.